Ready to discover new music? Midwest Music Fest is heading back to La Crosse at 6 indoor venues, all located right downtown on November 3rd and 4th. With over 60 bands, you're sure to discover new music you'll love. Tickets are on sale now at MidwestMusicFest.org. Prevention is the key to a healthy life. That's why Gunderson Health encourages you to learn about vaccines and how they can help you and your loved ones stay healthy. Vaccines protect against preventable diseases and viruses by boosting your body's defenses. Visit GundersonHealthFacts.com to learn more. The Sandbars Storytelling Festival promotes the art of storytelling for all ages. Enjoy exciting performances throughout this 3-day festival, October 12th through the 14th in Winona, Minnesota. Find out why the returning headliner, Bill Lepp, is back by popular demand. Get your tickets at sandbarstorytellingfestival.org. We had the opportunity to engage in discussion with Zachary Stenson and Jacqueline Marcoux from the City of La Crosse Arts Board. Our conversation covered a range of topics, including new programming, ways to become involved with the board, a recent award they received, the introduction of new grants, and the positive economic impact of a vibrant art scene. You can find more conversations on our website, lacrosselocal.com. I'm Amy.
And I'm Brent.
And this is La Crosse Local.
All right, so Jackie, we've talked to you in the past for Midwest Music Fest and some other activities, but you're kind of in a new place now. You have a different hat on. What's up with you?
Well, I think my newest hat is I've recently become the arts coordinator for the city of La Crosse. It's a new position, part-time trial position that's housed underneath the Parks and Rec department. The goal essentially was to have a city staff person assist the arts board with their initiatives and assist them with collaborating with the community. So my vision of the role, and as I believe the city's is, was to collaborate and cultivate connections within the community and start reaching out to all the other groups in La Crosse that are part of arts advocacy and trying to really just add on what people have been doing in the past to make our community a vibrant arts community. So I'm really excited about this new position, and it's been really great so far.
We also have Zach Stenson on the line too. Zach, can you give us like a little background about who you are, but also kind of the role you play with the City of La Crosse Arts Board?
Yeah, sure. Well, I grew up in Wisconsin. I left about 15 years ago for grad school in Iowa, where I studied art. After that, I moved to the Middle East and I taught art for almost 10 years at Virginia Commonwealth University's branch campus in Doha, Qatar. When I joined VCU Arts Qatar, they had just begun their painting and printmaking department, which was the first fine arts major in the country's history. So I was involved with the creation of that department. We also started a printmaking publishing program where artists would visit our department to collaborate with the faculty members and students in our studios to help them make or realize projects. So I was involved with that university for 9 years. And then in 2020, in the heart of COVID, I moved back to Wisconsin. I joined UW La Crosse. I've been on the arts board for 1 year, and most recently, I've gone from being a board member to the actual chair of the arts board.
One thing that I've noticed about the City of La Crosse Arts Board is there seems to be some new vibrance going on with the entity. I know it's been around for a while. I attended the Arts Board Community Input Listening Session, which I feel is going to be kind of a common thing with you guys, getting feedback from the community. Can you share some of the programming you shared during that session with the public?
I think one of the most recent biggest changes is the restructuring of our grant program. And we've done this thinking about ways to be more inclusive and diverse and ensure a more equitable graphic distribution of public art throughout the city. We sort of rethought our grant program and the types of grants that we're offering. So we're now offering 3 separate grants. There's a small project grant, which is $500, another grant called an artist development grant, which is $1,800, and then a larger community impact grant, which is intended for professional artists and organizations that are really undertaking transformative projects or events that leave a lasting impact on the city. And that grant is just over $9,000. So that's one of the recent changes that the Arts Board has taken on that I think directly affects the public and our community and artists and creatives living in the city of La Crosse.
In terms of that, of the grants, when you speak of artists, usually artists, maybe they're not set up as a business. So an individual can apply for these grants. They don't have to be a nonprofit or anything like that. They can kind of come to the City of La Crosse Arts Board with an idea and kind of kick it off of them for potential for funding.
Yeah, correct. The larger community impact grant, there are a few more requirements just because it's a more significant amount of funding. That grant is still eligible for artists though. And then the smaller two grants, yeah, especially those two are more geared towards artists and musicians and performers undertaking their own creative projects.
I have noticed a lot of public art going up in garage parking lots, on sides of buildings. There's the 4th Street stage project. What was your role in kind of the new, I think, kind of investment in murals? And how does the city fit in now? Because you did that before you had this job, correct?
Yes, that was for my guerrilla style of getting things done, which I can do both, but that started when I was elected to city council in 2017, kind of starting to attend the arts board meetings and realizing that there was a small pocket of money, but there was some money, and just kind of finding artists and finding city owned buildings, essentially low hanging fruit that we could get some public art on. And I feel like, Lan and Sheely Helping Hands and Natalie Hanahara's mural, both on the parking garages, were essentially projects where you just kind of find money and artists. And I went to the arts board for both of those prior to this position. There's an appetite for public art and for collaboration in the community. And I think being on council, I really started to find a passion for bringing people together and making it accessible to folks. And I think that's what's really exciting about what the arts board is doing now. We have some new members on the board. Zach's been great as chair, and having a staff person. I think all of those pieces together brings about awareness and action to bringing more art to the community, and not just murals, but advocacy for artists in residency, collaborating with school systems. And I mean, the sky's the limit. So it's been really exciting to kind of start with these kind of guerrilla projects and then start to build some infrastructure within the city. So we have a process and people know that they can come to us for funding and support. So it's really exciting.
Being at that community input listening session, when hearing about, people don't realize about all the public art that's around the area that was basically donated to the city. Well, that stuff needs upkeep. So that's been really in the hands of, I would imagine, the Parks and Rec system for those pieces as well.
That's another section of funding. And yes, it has been under the Parks Department. And there's been a catalog of public art that we worked on with the Parks Department with some local artists. That's definitely something that is on our radar. And the Arts Board will be helping with that going forward.
One thing I saw visiting the Northside Garden Pathway mural by Lisa Mobley, which I believe was completed in 2023. I mean, that's really kind of, I think, when people think of public art, they think of downtown La Crosse, but this is on the north side, in between the beautiful garden, the community garden there. I mean, are those the sort of projects that are coming down the line, or what's coming up for the organization?
Yeah, I think we want to continue to advocate and explore opportunities for art projects within the community, like murals, to take place in spaces outside what you consider to be like the traditional heart of the city, where you would see those types of projects. I think we want to continue to explore those types of things, but also maybe expand what we're offering. We're perhaps funding murals, but also funding smaller types of grant projects for individual artists and exhibitions, or you mentioned the 4th Street stage project, which is it's like a venue for live performances and musicians.
Something else I saw, kind of swing past online, the city of La Crosse received the Creative Community Champion Award for its investment in the arts, culture, and creativity. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I think it's really great recognition for work that's already been done. The award was given to us because of our support and investment in the arts, culture, and creativity in the city, and recognizing it being arts being essential to community's well-being. I think it's also important to point out there was recently this study that was done by the U.S. Department of Commerce's, I think it's called the Bureau of Economic Analysis. It was a collaboration between that government body and the National Endowment for the Arts, and this was a collaboration on the first federal effort to provide in-depth analysis of the contributions of the arts and the cultural sectors to the U.S. economy. And this data was, I believe, from 2011, and the report was released this spring, and it revealed that the creative sector contributes to more than $800 billion to the U.S. economy, and relating to the state of Wisconsin sees a $10.8 billion impact, and it creates something like 80,000 jobs, which is more than the state's beer industry, biotech, and I believe paper. And so I think, yeah, the award is great because it recognizes what the city of La Crosse is doing, but I think it's important to sort of see what value art brings, like nationwide and specifically to the state of Wisconsin. And I think thinking about our role as the arts board, we're trying to support artist projects. Much of our role is about advocacy, but it's also education and trying to make the case and justify the value of art to the community, to the city's leadership and various stakeholders.
Just checking out the arts, the America for the Arts is another one. It seems they seem to do a, arts and economic prosperity report every a number of years, which La Crosse was included a number of years ago. But people are traveling and staying overnight in La Crosse specifically for our festivals and our shows and our different sort of components that are happening here. It's really exciting to kind of elevate the things that already exist here, but also kind of dig into the past of what La Crosse was built on, and kind of elevate those for the community and kind of educate people about our area while we're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Like Ann Katz, who's the director of Create Wisconsin, which is the organization that gave that awarded the city that award. I was speaking with her recently, and she said something like, yeah, people love this area because they can go to the parks and the trails during the day and to the performances in the evening. And so I think just to kind of piggyback on what you were just saying, just realizing the value that art does provide to our community. Because people often think of La Crosse as like the bluffs and the trails and things like that.
Yeah, not all of us mountain bike. So So another thing from the Arts Board community input listening session, involvement. So the community can get involved in the Arts Board. They can come to your, I believe, monthly meetings. How does that work? I mean, how can people get involved?
Well, we meet the first Tuesday of every month at City Hall in Council Chambers at 8:30 a.m. That can be attended in person. It can also be attended via Zoom. Folks can go to Legistar and the City of La Crosse's website and preview the agenda, which is usually up a week before our meeting. And if anything seems interesting to them, they can certainly come and have input. Folks can come to the meeting or via Zoom and have input. Our applications, our grant applications should be ready to rock and roll by October. We're hoping to approve that next month at our next month's meeting. Folks can come and give input on that as well. Advocacy is a big piece that I'm really hoping that our arts community can continue to do. We have the new kind of grassroots art club that has been started that has really generated a lot of connections with the artist community, which has been really exciting. Advocacy for funding will always be something that we'll be wanting from the community. We do get funding from the City of La Crosse, from the mayor's office, and we're looking at sustainable funding sources right now to fund our grant program. So we'll really be getting the word out to folks in the artist community and when and how they can help us and get involved.
I would also say if you're interested in getting involved or just finding out more about what's going on, we do have a social media presence. The City of La Crosse Arts Board has a Facebook page, an Instagram page. As Jackie mentioned, there's a newly formed group in La Crosse called the Arts Club, which has an Instagram account. So I would follow. If you're on social media, I would follow. those accounts. And as Jackie said, anybody's welcome to attend the meetings and give input as well.
Also, I mean, basically just Googling it would probably work, City of La Crosse Arts Board, just because you'll be directed to cityoflacrosse.org, and then you have to dig in deep to find it. But I think Googling is the best way to find that page.
Yes, I agree. If you Google City of La Crosse Arts Board, it will come up. The city's website's interface is a little difficult and tricky at times, but we are revamping the website. One of our new board members, Eva Black, is a very talented artist and has been helping us revamp that and getting some profiles up and a little bit more information so folks can navigate that page and find some stuff out for themselves. Yeah.
It's really exciting to see kind of the involvement and the sort of new breadth that's involved in the City of La Crosse Arts Board, just because I've had conversations with both of you individually talking about other places that we find, cool or interesting, from Eau Claire to Duluth, Minnesota. It wouldn't be so bad for La Crosse to be kind of coinciding or hanging out with those cities in some sense related to art.
I think we're on a really great path right now. And as you said, feeling there's some new energy, I think is really exciting, and folks are noticing that. So thanks for saying so. And you've been such a great advocate as well. So we really appreciate the time and your support as well.
No, I have to take that part out. Just kidding.
Shut up.
All right, guys. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Thanks for organizing this.
All right. See ya.
La Crosse Local Podcast is a production of River Travel Media. Do you have an interview idea you'd like to share with us? Message us on Facebook at La Crosse Local. Find out more about us at lacrosselocal.com, and you can subscribe to the La Crosse Local Podcast on your favorite podcast app. If you like us, rate us 5 stars. We appreciate it.